What's going on, guys and girls? Hey Celine, good evening. How you doing? What's up? Not much. Just finished my workday and now it's stream time, I guess. Hi Aniket, how's it going? How are you guys doing? How's life going? I hope you all had a great week and a great weekend. Somehow I had some technical difficulties to start the stream. I had to restart the stream like 4 times. I think it's fine now. I hope it's not gonna crash, but I think it had to do with the resolution. Yeah, so welcome to the weekly. I think we can call it weekly stream now because we supposed to stream every week once, right? So welcome everyone to the weekly stream. We will continue with the image we started 4 or 5 streams ago, where we started with a simple photo study of a forest scene, and we analyzed the image, we made a study, and then we basically made a sketch, a very simple sketch, and started using our study, the information we studied, and we tried to observe to create our own personal image. That's something we did for the last 3 streams, I think, or 4 streams, I can't remember. And we will continue with this image until it's done. I haven't decided when it will be done and how far I want to push it. And yeah, for me that's pretty chill here, like painting and adding stuff on top of every time we stream. So yeah, I'm very open to that. And someone said in the last stream we should finish it in 10 streams overall. I mean, I'm fine with that, but let's see how long it keeps me entertaining to do that. And I also don't want to bore everyone too much. Who's also here? Celine, how was your week? Aniket, how was your week? So what is the plan for today? The plan for today is just pushing this image, adding more details, deciding more stuff. Mainly I want to get this part done, like the background and also the entrance, because it's a focal point. The other option is to add the character or characters, like it depends on what story we want to tell. And of course we need to detail all the foreground elements, and it's a very gentle process in a way that you want to have, or that's just how I'm used to do it. I don't say it's like that's the way, but how I like to do it is like having the most detail obviously on the focal points, but also more in the foreground because we're closer to the objects, and the further it goes, it more loses detail, but we still indicate stuff. So for example, for this back part here, it's something we can blur later on, which I don't want to do now because it's still not refined, and also I want to leave that open for all the story elements. But yeah, that's the process. So we basically work in a layer movement. So we start with the front, go into the midground, and really need to make sure that the focal points have the most detail. Also, we started this image from scratch, which means we started with a sketch. We haven't really used, I think, I don't remember probably if we used the perspective grid on that even. So yeah, I kept it quite loose because I wanted to make the demonstration fairly quick. But usually I would rebuild the scene in 3D, block it out to make sure that everything is more on point. Also, it enables you a little bit more to play with the design. Basically, we don't have a like very distinctive design in here. These are more like very like simple looking European townhouses. There's no real big design part here. But yeah, but I think there's a lot of stuff we can do with the story and everything. Hey Mike, how's it going? Not great, I was sick, but I'm back now trying to find a routine again. The last few days have been a struggle. Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, that's normal, Celine. You can do it, just do it every day a little bit. Studying landscape in grayscale and color, nice. I like that. It's a good way. Hey Horn, how's it going? I think I need to add a little bit of texture for that. That's a nice texture. Again, using match color function here, just to match the texture to the image. The function is on image, adjustment and match color. I have it on Control O, or O, or how you say it, I don't know how's in English. Basically taking the color information of the image you have attached. And I was just looking for a broken wall texture. Come on. Now I just play with the layer modes, because we already established the values and the colors and everything. Somehow my laptop don't like me adding this photo, I don't know. It's a little bit laggy. Hello, I have a question. How to determine the proper shading when there are too many objects to handle? So, do you mean with proper shading? Do you mean how the local color of the object is supposed to react on the colored environment? I'm also working on this little painting and play some studies. Still look rough though. Oh, I want to see that, Celine. Post it in the Discord. Hey, BrainNet Starcraft, how's it going? Thank you. It's not done yet, but I hope it will look good at the end. That's the same thing I just mentioned. So when you apply an object to a final scene, it makes sense to duplicate all your layers into a group, and then to duplicate the group, merge it so you have it on one image, and then you can use the match color function, which you can find under image, adjustments, and match color. That one. You can't see it. So it's unfortunately the stream is not showing it, but it's under image, adjustment, and match color is the third last one in the row, and it basically enables you to select an reference image for the image you applied, and then you can just use your background image you merged, where all the colors, all the informations are inside, and then you can just choose your texture image you want to have, and then it translates all the information to the texture you applied. And then it's, of course, you need to make sure that your values are fitting. So a good trick is also to turn the image to grayscale, just to see how the values are. So when you turn it to grayscale, for example, you see if something is very white or something is very black or very dark. So that's always good to check back. And if your image is working in grayscale, it is also working in color. Any more questions? Was that understandable for you, Juan? Cool. I don't know what it is with my laptop again. It's so laggy. I don't know if the file is too big or is it too much while streaming. It's just so annoying. So while I'm adjusting the texture, I'm just looking at the image in small to see if the values are working. So I make sure it's not too dark or too light. Somehow it's not really working. Yeah, don't worry Celine, it will not be too shabby. Trying to see what is the problem. Okay. So I'm just looking at some reference images for the wall, which we can add. Also need some sort of like broken. It would be good if it would be some broken, damaged stone wall, so it fits the story. But again, it's the game with watermarks. I think I just take one without cracks and then I crack it myself. So again, I use match color. You see automatically the image gets the right amount of greens and changes in darkness also, which helps a lot because it basically speeds up the process of adjusting the texture to the image. And you see it fits in automatically. Hey Jonathan, how's it going? How are you doing? So we need to make sure it fits in perspective. Mask it out. Use a mask, Control I to invert it. And then bringing it back just just in the areas I wanted to. So I use the bucket tool with white. And now I need to make sure that the textures and everything fits the environment around in terms of light and shadow. And sometimes you can leave it like it is, but you maybe need to repaint the shadows or the light, because it doesn't necessarily mean that layers like overlaid or soft light are working. And what I do, I just look at the small thumbnail on the left, which you peeps cannot see. It's basically, let me show you. Oops. It's here. It's basically the same image open. It's just very small on the left. So I'm still looking at it all the time just to see how it works and reads in small. That really helps not to lose sight of the whole image. A very simple trick. So it seems it's a little bit too bright. I can see that like here, but also if I turn it to grayscale, I see it's a little bit too bright in terms of values. And it should match everything around. I actually like the blues, like the blue tones in the bricks. The question is like if that stands out a little bit too much or not. Also, what is also important is to make sure that the size and the scaling of the texture is not too big, because also like obviously if you have something in scale, it goes, if it's further away it becomes smaller, so you have to keep that in mind. And you see, for example, if I use the soft light layer, I lose all the dark information here, and if I use the overlay layer, it turns more into the light direction, of course, but it also becomes way darker. So what I would do, actually I would overpaint it a little bit, but first we need to make sure that it fits in terms of scaling. So let me scale that boy down. Hey MGTMMS, welcome to the stream and thanks for the Twitch follow. Awesome name, by the way. So you see here now, like the texture is not enough here. So the image, we scale the image so much down that there's a little bit texture missing, but that's no problem. We just create a new layer. I press N, which is the stone clamp to the clone stamp tool, and then with the clone stamp tool you can just press Alt, select the area you want, and then you just go over the same area and you basically copy the texture directly. That just saves time. And we can merge it. It's no problem. Let's merge it, and now we need to make sure that we have the information below, which is, or above, which is the light and shadow information. So what I would do, again, I would just use multiply layer. Very simple. Then I go for a more warm shadow. First I would add a little bit of shadow. Oops. The wrong brush mode on. And usually when I do that, I press Ctrl H just to take the selection away, to not see the selection anymore. And now I used the linear dodge add tool with the linear dodge brush with the same light we've used before. And we try to hit the angle, so we have the light coming through behind the house. And it was more of a greenish yellow, a bit more of a magical light. Now we try to add the light on top a little bit, like we had it before. But we need to make it very gently. We go a little bit warmer. Because it also creates contrast, so if we have the dark stones of the wall, we will also gonna create more light and dark contrast if we add light to that. So it has to be very subtle. And now that we established that, we can paint over that. So I could technically merge everything here. Boom, merge it to one layer. Also speeds up the process a little bit. Now we take a paintbrush. Now we go in and paint all the rest. Paint all the rest in, if you let me to. Do I have a selection selected? Oh yeah, okay, I had a selection. So we can now paint in all the rest. And we also need, after that we need to establish this rooftop here to make sure like how much do we see from the stones. So there's really a question like, do we see the lower part of this rooftop thingy? But let's do the work on the stones before. And the great thing really about like painting, of course, and also this process is that you can do it as long as you want. You know, you can paint as much as you want. I know we live in a fast-paced world, but I also try to enjoy the process of painting more and more. And more important when I do it for myself. So now we just take the information from the part of the rocks we established. And then we can think also about like cracks and stuff, like what could happen to the stone wall while the city got attacked. But maybe let's do the corner behind first, and also first let's flip the image just to see how it looks if we flip it, so we make sure that also the alignment is correct in perspective. I think that's okay. Seems okay. I think we can. Wow. We can scale it up a little bit and move it and turn it a bit. And now we duplicate it. So we have it again. And now we can just flip it. Attach it to the corner. And now we need to warp it in perspective. Of course we also need to make it darker then again, because it will be in the shadows, but like making things darker is always easier than brightening them up, in my opinion. Maybe it's the same, I don't know. So let's flip it again. So again, we mask this stuff out. Then we need to make sure that it aligns the surface correctly. So it's a corner, right? So it's gonna be a flat surface going around in perspective. Also, I would never try to rush the stuff here, really. If you spend so much time as we did already, like treat yourself and this time you spend on the image with respect, and just do it gently and do it slowly to make sure that it fits the surface. So now let's use a multiply layer. By the way, is the music too loud or not? I actually haven't checked it. So let's darken the corner here. Also, the door is in front of the wall, so there will be a cast shadow. Just go over with that very slowly. And check also the values, and you see it's different now as we did before. I showed you the example of an overlay layer, which changes the color of the texture too much. So we wanted to keep the blues of the stones. So now we basically did 2 extra steps, but we preserved the information of the texture, which is what we want. Now it's just having fun with this stuff. Also, when it's a corner, usually it's the same stone on the other side, so we need to make sure the stones are matching. We can bring back a little bit of the shadows also, but not too strong, because we don't want to create too much of a dark and light contrast, because it's not the focal point. So how does it look from far? It looks okay. Okay for now, I would say. What we can also do, we can do the upper part here of the gate. And now that we established this, oh no, we also have to paint a little bit here. That doesn't look so cool. It's too loose. Too loose. Also this little, I don't know, scratchy lines here, supposed to be like broken parts of maybe caravans or something. So I just leave it here as an indication for me and as a note for later to add, because we also need to add more depth in terms of perspective. You can also use the clone stomp tool.
You have reached the voicemail box of Kino.
Can maybe also be a fireplace or something. But I want to do everything,
Just
like everything which is in front of the figure later. Because I tend to jump around too much. So let's finish that. Chat is so quiet. What is everyone doing? We have 8 people on YouTube, 2 people on Twitch.
Is not available right now.
What are you doing?
If you need further assistance, enter pound now. Please leave your name, number, and a message after the tone.
It's a bit too light. Maybe let's add a little more shadow.
Goodbye.
Thanks, MGT MMS. Thanks, Jonathan. Ah, you're painting. What are you painting? I guess if my laptop would not be so laggy, I would be at least 50% faster with the stuff here. Oh mon dieu. It's like making a stroke and then it's laggy and you have to do the stroke again. What is going on? We could maybe try to use the texture we had here for the house in front. So also the viewers automatically gets an indication of what is happening behind. But I'm not so sure if that's so smart, because I think also the contrast would be less strong if we have basically texture on texture. We could see maybe if the overlay or soft light layer is working there. No, not really. Okay, let me do something else then. Okay, let's take that on top. Delete that away. This is the light, right? Yes. It's too early to push the shadows so dark. Okay. So again, just speeding up the process, grouping. those groups already in case I want to make that above here. Bam. Now let's merge. Copy and merge so we have the backup. Should do this. Okay. So the corner's done. Maybe I want to. No, I want to get this gate part going here. Also the houses in the back. Also what we can try here, we can take the background and blur it already. So we also see how much information and texture and detail on the front is enough. So we can copy that out here and just add a filter, Gaussian blur, and just blur that. And you see when I add a blur to the background, the focus automatically changed. So the focus is more into the midground and the foreground. If I have it without the blur, it's like the eye is traveling through the gate into the background, which is maybe not what we want, unless we maybe, I don't know, break all the windows here and add maybe corpses or blood, or I don't know, but that would not fit the mood of the environment. So let's see that it's not too much of a blur, but also not too less. Alright, I think that could work. So now we also have it on a layer and we can turn it on and off if we want to change it afterwards. Blur. Okay, so now let's fix the gate. Also, let me open the reference folder. Raphael said, I'm working home office because of the pandemic, so I can watch art lessons of great artists. And my boss can guess that. That's good. Doing some master studies with heavy paint, trying to get used to the program. Ah, okay, cool. I haven't tried it yet. Hey Hannah, how's it going? How are you doing? How was your weekend? So let me open the references. I have them here. Yes, I have them here. But this is not helpful. So now I'm just looking for references for the gate top part. Maybe a nice silhouette. But especially it's important because usually they had certain structures on the gates, also with windows and stuff. So So we need to make sure that it looks convincing. This looks cool. How big is that? Okay, let's try that. Sorry, my laptop is so laggy. Can't properly bring down the lasso tool. This is so annoying. Guess it's time to buy a new PC. Finally. Okay. Do you guys actually see that? Yes. So I'm not drunk or anything. It's really my laptop, which is so laggy. I think it's just the GPU rising when I open Chrome while streaming. It's too much for the small guy here. Hey Angel Julian, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Okay, let me try that if that works. So I don't want it to ornament. Oh, what the heck? This freaking laptop is killing me. So I don't want to take something which is too ornamental, because it also adds too much noise. And also when you have something which has a lot of ornaments, it has a certain purpose usually, so we need to be very careful with that. To not indicate something we don't want to indicate or we don't know. And that can easily happen. That's why research usually is very important, but we are just doing a simple image, so we can compensate that. big, maybe a little bit smaller. Also what we do, because it's a photo texture, we will also not use all the informations, just a part of it. Maybe we can also add more story to that later on. So now again, simple trick, match color function. Match it to the image we established. So let's see how much of the reds we can keep. I'm constantly looking at the small thumbnail, which is below the chat, just to make sure it reads. Also turning it into grayscale just to check the values. But the shapes inside of that are very interesting. Okay. Now you see the difference here. Okay. So mask it out. Control I to invert it. Now let's bring that back in. Also see it's not correct in perspective yet, but we can fix that. Just want to see how that looks. Also, if everything is overgrown, you just see certain parts. Maybe it's also broken, some parts. Maybe part of it's completely cracked. It's more about the readability here. Image. The weekend was good. Watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. Ooh, I haven't seen that. I want to wait until all the episodes are up. I don't like to wait like weeks to see the rest. Yeah, mine was good. I just worked on the weekend. Okay. Let's paint over that. First again, establishing the shadows here. use a gradient tool for this. I think I want to scale it down a bit also. It's also very prominent and I don't want to make it too fancy. So if something doesn't work, just delete it. I'm not so sure about that. If I like it. I think it's also I don't like the rhythm of the stuff so much. But again, we can delete it if it doesn't work. I think the problem I have is that it doesn't make so much sense in terms of the bricks. So we have already two different types of bricks for the gate, for the wall, which also we maybe should adjust so it's maybe just one type of bricks, because it doesn't make so much sense to have that. And yeah, and then now like adding those on top is maybe not so smart, because they also have those specific type of zones here, which just looks too random. And the problem is just that I don't 100% sure about what I want to add here, because we haven't started that image here from a certain design sketch. We actually started it just from point of story, so that's why it's so important to map everything out before. But maybe we can just overpaint that a bit. Use a little bit of the silhouette. So I'm not afraid to change anything, just if it doesn't work, just delete it and move on. I think we maybe don't even need that. Maybe we just use what we have here, what we established here, so we just use the values we have already and then silhouette this out here and really focus more on certain elements. Also we need to do something about this here. I actually want to try. How about I take that away? So there's, I don't know, there's some sort of like big house complex with a castle, with a tower on top. How would that look? So then we have this here. Again, just trying stuff out. I mean, you can change stuff endlessly. Always a question of like how it serves the purpose of the story. Things I don't mind having something there, it's just Let's try something else then.
Look, you and me on the Charles River. I could die right now, Glenn. I'm just happier. I've never felt that before.
Hello, everyone else who joined. Welcome to the stream. I see we have 7 people on Twitch. GGG man, awesome painting along. Thanks, Jonathan. Hey Burrito, how's it going? How you doing? How was your weekend? How was your week? Who's also here? Just type hello in the chat. What also would be cool if we would have maybe someone or someone or something standing on the gate, on top over the person who's standing under the gate. That could easily tell some story or just indicate. Okay, let's continue with that. Maybe I quickly just want to check out if I find a nice reference for the gate, for the architecture. Let me see. Also, let me save the image. I haven't saved it yet. So either way, we could make a very distinctive design for the tower / building in the back, or we could now put, like as I had a plan before, some sort of entrance gate over the bridge, over the gate basically. And that was also very common. But let me just double check. It's always helpful if you're stuck in a certain point, just go find more reference. It also like helps to brain you process your idea. Man, there's so many cool references. Also, the chat is so quiet today. It's so funny. Everything's good, but I think I heard... You heard what? You hurt your wrist? Oh shit, okay. Yeah, maybe keep it easy. Just chill, because wrist is really painful if it gets worse. Burrito. Maybe if you stop for today, maybe it's better tomorrow. But if you force it and it gets really sore, you can get really problems with that, and then it takes long until it's done. I think when I had problems with my forearm, it took like almost 6 months just to get back to the normal stage again. Ah, so then you're painting at the same time. Okay, that's fine. I accept that. It's also very slow today. Just because of like, also the more we're gonna progress with the image, like the decisions we're gonna make will be more delicate and more decisive. So at the end, like the more you refine the image, it's just I'm just speaking for me here, like the more I refine the image, the slower I become also with the stuff I change and adjust. Also, I believe like that we have this fast-paced culture, is also like, I don't know, if people get sometimes the wrong image of like painting stuff goes very fast, you know? Or not, I don't know. I don't know how much time like you guys and girls are spending on your work. But I'm at the point that I really enjoy like just spending more and more time just because of like the act of doing it. So let's decide.
Alright. I'll tell you the truth.
It's a nice silhouette here. Can maybe even use this for the background, for the tower. And we also can use this for the entrance part. So let's match it. It's a little bit too dark. Maybe just brighten it up slightly. Also depends like where we want to put it. Let's start with the background maybe. I think it's gonna work pretty good for the background image, for the tower. It's an interesting silhouette. Maybe also not everything, just a part of it. Hey Mr. Yante, welcome to the stream, thanks for the follow. Maybe we can even use it here. Come on. It's a really interesting shape, structure. This looks very special. I'm sorry if I'm so slow, it's just this laptop. Thing is, like, I don't have a problem to buy a new PC, but I'm this type of person, like, if I have a PC which kind of works, I don't see the need to buy a new one. I don't know if I should buy a new PC just to make sure the stream is easy to do, because sometimes the laptop is working completely fine, but sometimes the GPU is spiking so much. And then it gets super laggy. That's kind of interesting. If we have a window, also we need to make sure it's not too big. Maybe we just take the silhouette here. So we basically just do it like this, and we select it. Now let's just silhouette that out, just to see how the readability is, and it could actually be a little bit bigger. It could be way bigger. Like really big. Maybe like this. Again, let's boom, boom. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Kind of cool rhythm also we now use. So now we can, now that we have that, we can also make sure that this is going through, because that would mean the building in the back is a little bit longer.
What you have is nothing more than a system of wires and circuits. It can show feelings.
Hey Foxo, how's it going? How was your day?
It will be your friend, no more than the table you built it on will be.
Hey Visor, how's it going? I deeply suck at painting foliage, so my piece is almost all foliage. Lol, it's too hard. Yeah, it's foliage is tricky. It also depends on like the density, the shape of the foliage, and what you want to do with it. You know, if you just use it as an accent on top of something, it is also I feel like it's in how often you paint foliage helps you to understand where to use it and when. You know, if you have a very dense image like in a forest or something, there's foliage everywhere, which means you have to it's even harder, you know. But if you have like, I don't know, just one house where there's a little bit of foliage on top, it's obviously easier because it's less foliage, but also the decision making is different. So it really depends on what you want to achieve. But again, Celine, if you want me to give feedback also, maybe tomorrow or next day when I have time, just post it in the chat, and you know, I will just quickly draw over it. No problem. Thanks, Foxo. How are you doing? How was the day? Hey, Mr. Ernte. Thank you, and welcome to the stream. So now that we have this interesting rhythm here on the rooftop, we could basically take that and just repeat it in the back. This not only saves time, but it also makes the whole image more harmonious, and it also gives some sort of like realistic vibe to the town, because usually if you have a town, most of the buildings in medieval ages are built in the same way, or mostly have the same style, so that's helpful. And I think the decision that we made here is pretty good, because like we took this away in the middle, which this made it very heavy, very top heavy also, and like very clumsy in a way, and it was not so defined as well. So like taking that away and maybe bringing some of the shapes we have here back would really help. Oh, thanks Weiser. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate that. It goes right into the new PC for the streams without lagging. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so now what we can do, we could take this again, what we have here, just to play with the rhythm, and just maybe try it for the building in the back. Again, just select it. Just take the same value we established here, and just see if the rhythm and the shapes are working. Kind of do. Also play with the scale. It's always helping. So maybe the building in the back is maybe some sort of like gathering building. And it's also like a very simple trick, just take a certain part of an reference image and just use it to make like basically to use the shapes. And just play around with it, because at the end it's just art, and it's like your image, and you can try whatever you want. And it's also more interesting to see like what do you come up with, like what is sometimes you start an image and you don't really know what you want to achieve, which is totally fine. And also that's the freedom and the fun of making those images, and you mostly do it for yourself. So I think you should never forget having to have fun with all the stuff. I think also we are so used to do quick art for Instagram and stuff, and it's just not healthy for our artistic nature.
That's kind of crap. I want to do that again.
And the thing is, I like the rhythm we established already, so that's also what we can use for the gate here. Then when we just work from back to front, so back to midground, and then if we establish the back and midground, then we can decide if we add more detail to the foreground first, or if we work on the character standing. But now let's first like clean this stuff up here. we also need to flip the image soon, just to make sure that everything's correct. Let's flip it. Okay. Do we have the blur still active? Ah, yes, we have. See, like now that we worked on the background a little bit, like the blur we made here for this part doesn't look that strong anymore, just because of the added detail. And also, if I look on my thumbnail now, which is here, like basically the smaller version of the image, I see automatically the eye traveling through the image. So it goes to the biggest light and dark contrast, which is here, and then it moves in here and it ends up here on top where we established the silhouette. And that's just like, it's not only a test for the composition of the image, but also for storytelling, but also about contrast. And contrast comes really in different ways, and it's not only obviously dark and light contrast is the biggest contrast you can have, but also shape contrast. If you have, for example, like very puffy and soft cloud shapes and you have something spiky in front of that, that can create a very strong contrast. Okay, let me bring that back here. Let me move the chat. Actually, I haven't moved the chat yet. Right. I just want to move this bar, but my laptop is lagging. Lol. Come on. Okay. Okay, let's leave it like it is for now. And let's okay. So now it would also make sense that we have those more simplistic townhouses in the foreground, and behind the gate are more the higher established houses and architecture, which was like that back in the day. So we also brought this to an end. It's good. Photoshop is loading. Hey Foxel. Hey Foxel again. Do we have two Foxels in the stream today? Thank you, Visor. I appreciate it. So now we can also try to use this rhythm here just to see if it would work if we have some sort of structure on top of the bridge. Just to see if that would work. Maybe not with this tower thing, but maybe without that. Just want to try to see if how it would technically look if we have something here. Because I think I want to have like in this area here, I want to have something, you know, I want to not only to give more depth of perspective, but also like the readability and the like repetitiveness of the patterns and the silhouettes we have would totally make sense there. But of course it needs to match the rest of the image, and sometimes it goes very fast, and sometimes you just need to keep on trying until you have the right amount of informations you want to have. Also, again, like, don't forget the story. So maybe we just... maybe it's just wall parts. Let's see if that would work. Just using the clone stamp tool again. Saving time. Just playing with it. Maybe sometimes you have a nice happy accident which leads to a cool result. You never know. Also, of course, we don't want to have it too perfect. I mean, just imagine someone is standing there. Or maybe the things what you can also imagine is like maybe like we are the guy like going through the forest, coming to that town, and you see the town is completely wrecked, and there are only those people standing here. Maybe less people protecting the village, the town. I mean, how about I just for the purpose of showing what I mean, maybe just duplicate that and then just having standing here and just scale it down. Hey Foxel, thanks a lot for the $20 donation. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much, Foxel. The least you can do. Wow, thank you. goes all into the content production pipeline. Thanks a lot. So that's also something we could repeat. It's basically we can have like people like standing, guarding. So we as the viewer get the feeling of, okay, there's some sort of like broken town. Maybe it's also like, I don't know, it was a rebellion and the rebels just conquered the upper class part of the town. Oh, that's a poor flag. I don't know. You could add whatever you want. You could add just like keep your imagination going. Just think about what could happen in the image, and then just try to like. I would just try to go for the story which I just like the most. I mean, I think there's so many possibilities in terms of story. And just make sure that it fits the need and the mood you wanted to achieve. I'm not 100% sure with that, but just leave them here. And let's continue with the architecture. So we need to keep an eye on tangents. So we don't want to have any tangencies of edges and lines and so very simply just selecting an area out, using a slightly darker tone, not too dark, because again we don't want to have too much contrast, and just like slightly add a gradient, and it automatically helps to flatten, to give it more form, because like light and shadow are radiating. So a gradient is almost good, always good. But for the towers we need to make sure that they have the same direction at least. Maybe not like this rhythm of going boom, 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 because it looks a little bit too simplistic. So maybe we break it up here. Or we just duplicate that part here. Just to see how it reads. Looks more interesting. Oh. What you don't want is like 3 of them, because then you have again this rhythm. You just want to make it interesting, so not asymmetric, more not symmetric, more asymmetric. Question is it in front of this? What's this other one in front? Maybe we add another building then. What are you doing, Visor? Let's save the image. Also checking the values. So now that we turn it into grayscale, we see that the building in the middle, in the back, is darker than the one on the right. So that one here. So that gives the impression that it is closer to us. So we need to make the decision of if it's in front of that building, or we need to brighten that up. And for now, I think I will brighten it up. So we basically push it to the back. Wait, do I have it here on one finger? Yep. I hope it's not so laggy for you guys as it for me. Otherwise I cannot keep the stream up on the YouTube channel because it's I don't want to see like how laggy it is. Really, like who wants to watch that? Like 10 minutes to just select that out. It's so stupid. Okay, now we want to push it back, so what we do, we just take color of the atmosphere, which is that blue. Take a soft round brush and put that soft round brush maybe to opacity of 10. So it's very gently, and before we do that we turn the image into grayscale to make sure that we don't overdo it, and we also do it on a separate layer. Now that we have that, we just do that a couple times. Just to see how it looks. Yeah, and now it became almost blue. But you see the difference here? Like if I turn it off, it's very close to us. If we do that, it automatically it creates the illusion of atmosphere. And what we can do, we can erase a little bit of the top part, so we still have this strong silhouette we established. Before that, we go back into the selection. Now that we also on that, we can also just try something, which is basically just want to see how it would look if I would add a small highlight to the edges. So how it would look if it gets hit by light. We need to change the brush just to see if it how that would look. But the thing is, like, it's a little bit unrealistic to see it from so far away, and also it kills the illusion a little bit and it makes it look flat, which we don't want to do. So I would say we leave that out for now. But what we can always do is like adding birds or something. Also very interesting, just adaptation to that. So if we have towers or something, usually birds would stay there. Yeah, that could work. Do you know if there is a rule of... first of all, hey Murat, welcome to the stream. I didn't know that you were here. I hope you're doing good. And greetings Greetings to the ladies of yours. That sounded kind of weird. Okay. Do you know if there's a rule of thumb for atmospheric perspective, like how much saturation is lost the further away something is? I don't know if there's a rule, there's a certain rule about that, because I think it depends on it. I don't know. I think it depends on the density of atmosphere, you know, because it also changes. Like if you have a very atmosphere with a lot of water particles, it also is different than if you would have, for example, the opposite. So that's actually a really good question. Because the thing is, like, I also do that from feeling and like just observation, and I don't even know if it's 100% correct. I think there's also a little bit of artistic freedom, but I don't really know. Do you know if there's something like that? Hey Okami, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How I'm doing? I'm doing good. I'm a little bit tired. I guess it's a long work day. So the day started at 8, and I had a lot of work to do. But I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. How are you doing? How was your day? I heard some guy at SMV actually calculated the shit for his images. Okay. To be honest, I don't know if there is some sort of calculation you can do. I mean, there's a calculation you can do in perspective for like perspective rules and scale and stuff. Maybe there's also some sort of calculation you can do as well. Because also, like, I don't know, rendering and painting, if you go by numbers, like halftones and stuff, you could do that as well, but I don't know. Maybe I will look it up so we can talk about that next time. But it's interesting. I haven't thought about that. So I always like. I think I saw it the first time on a Feng Zhu video where he just took the color of the atmosphere, took a soft round brush with 10% and just went over it until it looked correct. You know. So I don't know. There must be. Murad, what do you mean with there must be? Do you meant the highlight on the rooftop? Yeah, I would keep that for later. Or what do you mean with there must be? Try something. How would it look if we have?
But that doesn't mean that you should stop dreaming.
Someone standing in front.
The feeling I get from this is waking up in the middle of the night from a nightmare that you thought was real, but really isn't. Dreams are weird.
And I'm just trying out stuff.
You pick up your phone and no one is there. And for a while I was really scared of them. Like, it's definitely something that doesn't happen every day.
So let's imagine it is a town where
what was going on and why it was happening.
it got
It made a lot more sense and I became okay with it.
invaded. Then we can also technically could... What is going on? Whoa. Transformation tool is not my friend. Not so sure if I would like that. I like that. But it's worth to try, I guess. Just trying out stuff. Yeah. Story is really... It's just... I think you never can push the story more... not enough, it's just... so important. The thing is, like, I don't know about the readability. Like, I don't want to kill the eye movement. Like, the way the eye is entering the image and where it's going. Also, again, if you add something, you have to make sure that the contrast is working. I don't know. So now let's give the foliage a little bit more love. Actually continue with this because I think there will... The last time we stopped there. Ah, there is. Oh, Visor and Foxel, I'm sorry, I didn't read what you actually wrote when you donated, I'm sorry. The horse you did draw looks really amazing, please continue, thank you so much. And Foxel, from bro to bro. Yeah, what can I say? Was just a follow-up on your first sentence, alright. Hey Andre, how's it going? How are you doing? How was your day? Long day, you keep grinding, that's great. Class all day for me and I'm starting my daily study now. That's awesome, Okami. What class? Like normal school class or? Hey Mike, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing great. Just working on the image, having fun, having a good evening. How are you? How are you doing? Damn, so idyllic. Don't let it be invader, please. Give those guys some jobs. Yeah, would make sense, right? Also, maybe like I thought maybe adding like people walking into the town maybe could be cool, just to give the image also more some sort of like movement. I really love to give the environments movement. I think also that's why like those like simple bird shapes are so common for concept art environment paintings, because they not only give like a realistic look very quickly, but also like the sense of movement you can give to an image is so helpful. Looks beautiful, personal piece. Kinda. It's more of a demo. So we started. So there was a question on how to move from a study to a personal piece. So we started with the study, and we made a simple study of an image from the reference pack from Asian Forest, which was very, very sweet looking, like you had those nice colors and everything. And we studied that, and then we tried to use like everything we studied to paint this. So we started with a simple sketch. Of course, we need to have a little bit of an idea what we wanted to do, but we did all that on stream, and also all the episodes are on the YouTube channel. So if you missed any of that, just go on the YouTube channel and you can rewatch the streams if you maybe missed any of the things. Edit the YouTube video for my piece this week. What do you mean, you made a YouTube video? Kind of concept design school in Paris. Ah, okay. Which school is that, Okami? Hey Naveen, good evening or good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing good. So I think I want to have the light hitting a little bit here as well. So let's just gently add some light. That's a bit too much. So maybe we just have single leaves hit by light. Not so much. Nice, started doing some YouTube stuff, that's great. Ah, Celine, you apply, like, what is the status quo, Celine, right now? So you apply there and then you have to make an art test. Yeah, like, it's very interesting that you have to make an art test also. I mean, it's not so unrealistic. Like, if you, I think it's like very common, right, to do portfolios and stuff for art schools, but I'm always thinking if you do something so specific like concept art in a school, it must be private, and if it's private, it must be paid. And if it's paid, I think it's not so hard to get in, right? But maybe like there's so many people who want to go there. By the way, the piece I made, do you think it's portfolio worthy? Be 100% honest. Do you mean the piece with the guy with the red smoke? I guess you mean this piece, right? Just let me know if it's the piece you mean. It's named Jean Troubert, but for now there are quite some flaws in my opinion, so I might prepare for another one next year. I'm still not sure. Oh, okay. What's the name? Newgate Edge. Selective program. There might be same school I want to apply it. Ah, it's the same one. Nice. You have to send a portfolio, and then if you select it, you do a 2-week art test to do environment design, props, characters, and keyframe all in the same week. Okay, what's the price, Celine? Ah, okay, Mike, you meant this image. It's, I would say you can make it to a portfolio piece, but first you need more clarification in your image. So I don't know if you could take, how much you could take out of the feedback I gave you on that on the Discord server. So, but like, what is most important is story for the image, that it's understandable, because in the beginning the readability was not so clear. Like the shipwreck in the lake wasn't so easy to distinguish right from the get-go, and that's something you need to make sure it's working. You know, like people need to look at the image and they say like, okay, that's what the image about. So that's first the more important stuff. And if you want to make it a portfolio piece, like it also, the image has to have a purpose, you know? Like I would try to step away to just make an image, to make a pretty image, but rather to have an image with a purpose. So if it's a concept of a scene happening, maybe it makes sense to think about, okay, if it's for an entertainment project, what are those military guys doing there? What is the design of the military guys? Is it a game? Is it a film? Is it a scene? Maybe if it's a film or a scene, maybe it makes sense to make a sequence, like more images at the same location. If it's a game, maybe it makes sense to draw out the location and show how the player would react in that scene. If it's like for, I don't know, it could be, it looked also a little bit sci-fi in terms of the landscape and everything, so maybe it could be for something like Halo. And then also you could look at Halo concepts and Halo images and look, okay, what do they show on the images? So it could definitely be a portfolio piece. If I would be you, and I mean, you just asked me, I would be more precise about what you want to showcase. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, private. There's no concept about education that it's public, so unfortunately it's expensive too. The teachers are essentially the best in the industry. It's crazy. Finalizing, Manus, 18 Zana, etc. Ah, okay, so it's also online then. I think we also need to push this one a little bit back. The values are almost the same. Even though it's quite behind, we need to push it a bit. just a little bit. And we can also darken the foreground roof a little bit more. But there definitely need to be a separation. Also I just look at the small thumbnail, don't even look at the big image, just to see how the readability is. We can lower that a little bit, it's a little bit too strong. Now that we darken the foreground. And if you're unsure, just turn it back to grayscale. Also, we need to add a little bit of warm light because we have this strong warm light coming from the right side to be more consistent. Let's see how that works. I think I also need to do something else, which is which needs to be here, which comes right behind this part. Yeah, technically we could delete this away here, because there's some sort of corner, some sort of edge. So it's just here. Oh, we can actually turn it down even more. Just checking the values. Just very gently. And I'm not sure if I want to have more warm light here. No, like it actually needs to get hit by light here because it's so tall. So the side which is perpendicular to the light source, which is the sun in that case, it needs to have some sort of light side. But I'm also very careful with that stuff always, because it easily can kill the readability. So maybe let's say, no, maybe let's not, let's do something else. Where's that boy? All right. images are essentially the best. No, I had it. It's hugely expensive, and honestly, I don't believe I'm good enough to get in. Most people who do are mid-level artists. It's something like 15,000 a year, but the education you receive is amazing. So, do you know how's it work, Celine? So, is it like they coming to the place and teaching, or how is it working? I found Newgate seems to be the best choice in Paris. They have great instructors like Aiton Zana, Jama, etc. Unfortunately, I got refused on the art test last year. Okami, what was the art test? Could you elaborate what the art test was about? It's actually on site, but the educators are from all over the world. I never heard from that school. I see. So show how I could be used, like showcase the movement in terrain, or like a storyboard, or what kind of takes in place. And I mean, that is what you need to decide, Mike. So again, if you want to, let's say, if you want to work in video games, make it a final image of a level you designed. Okay, now it's a little bit like it's the other way around. Like you would never start with the final image and then work the idea out of it. Usually you would start with the idea, but you can make that work. It really depends on you and how much time you have and how much effort you want to spend. But you just need to make sure that you have a purpose for your image, you know, a purpose of the concept of the image. I mean, unless if you just want to make an illustration because you want to make an Illustrator portfolio, you know, you have to decide that. Like it's the same thing, like people making art and then saying it's concept art, but it's more just an illustration because it doesn't serve the purpose of any concept, you know. So you just, if you want to be, I mean, if you want to be a storyboard artist, that wouldn't make sense. So it's more of, it's either like it could be a sequence from a film, but then it would make sense also to make different, like maybe have two more images on the same location, but showing action scenes, like what is happening. And if it's a game, it makes sense to design the level, like the experience for the player, what is happening. Like, is the player in the ship and is coming out and has to fight the people, and how's the terrain? Or is the player on the opposite side of the camera, you know? That's something what you have to clarify. And that also helps you to create the final image. If you make it as clear as possible for you, then you will get there. If you pass the test, I think you're good enough. Now I really want to see the test. I say it's definitely one of the best in Europe, or actually generally in the world, because all amazing schools are in the US, otherwise it's super duper expensive. I'm not sure instructors are teaching within the facilities right. I hope you do. I will try to send my portfolio within this week. I hope I get the test too. Okay, conversation. Hey Seiya, how's it going? How are you doing? What is up? Yes, seems to be a French community here on my stream. Oh la la, oh mon dieu. C'est pas grave. No, it's not all French. We multicultural stream. Apparently it's a crazy ton of work. You only get 2 weeks of Christmas break and you work through the year otherwise. But that's good. It's a good grind. The art test is essentially a brief. You need to do all types of concepts for, I think, 2 years ago. Or something like a Viking funeral or something. That sounds pretty cool. Sounds really interesting. I guess, did they say if you can share that, or if you can, I don't know, if you can show publicly your test? I would love to see the test itself, but also the final result of the test. It would be very interesting. I think it's time for a merge. So let's merge that. Group it first, duplicate it, merge it. Now we have everything on one layer. It's just, I just like to do that because I not only have a backup and can go back later on if I want to do something, but it also speeds up just the process, and it also slows you down in terms of, or not, it slows down the layer production, I want to say, you know. So I think so the things like we have now the shapes in the back, which are working for now. I think we will come back to that on a later stage, on a later occasion, just to maybe adjust them a little bit more. But I like the progress we made so far today. Because it feels like now we go into a certain direction with the image. And I mean, again, it was meant to be some sort of like demonstration. Oi, oi, oi. What is happening? No reaction. Hello, Photoshop. Seems like Photoshop don't want to work today anymore. I mean, I really worked it today. Come on, Photoshop, be my friend. Hello. Oh my god. Okay. Let's give it a minute. So I will read the chat. Welcome everyone who just joined. I saw we have 6 more people now. We have 9 on YouTube and 7 on Twitch. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Say hello. Also, for everyone who's new and is not a part of our art community, feel free to join our art community on Discord. You can share your artwork, you can ask for feedback. We have a very open, partially also French community there. Just nice people. Don't be shy. Yeah, Celine and Okami, I wish you both best of luck to join and get in. Well, I share it when I've done the test if you want. Yeah, sure, Celine. You can send it to me. Yeah, I see what you mean. I gotta figure out for sure. To be honest, I don't even know all the difference between concept artist, illustrator, storyboard artist, vista, level designer, etc, etc. Really hard finding information on all that online, unfortunately. I just dream on working along with awesome people, artists on a movie or game, something. Okay, I mean, but then you have a rough idea, right? So if you know it's gonna be like movie or game, and then like just start with the question of, do you want to do environments, do you want to do props, do you want to do characters, and then just cater towards, and just start with something. I mean, it's not so hard, it's just a decision of where you want to go with your concept, with your idea, you know, on a certain point. But if you have questions, just let me know. I know it's hard that, like, it's so weird because the industry is not that old and also the jobs are not that old, but still to that day it's a little bit of a mysterium for people to understand it. But don't worry, you can always ask for that. I'm not getting my hopes up, but at least they selected me to take a test. I guess that's something. Given I've only been doing concept stuff for a couple of months. Yeah, that's true, Celine. I always forget that you just a couple months in, but you're doing very well. I can DM it to you if you want. Yes, please do. Hey, VeroSketch, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm sorry if the stream is laggy. It's just my it seems like my laptop is has some problems with the connection today, but it goes back to normal after a certain time. I'm sorry if that's too annoying for you. I think I have to change my equipment here. I'm really sorry for the lags, peeps. It seems also like last stream it was totally fine, but today is like, I don't know. And the laptop is not hot or anything. It's just my GPU, it's spiking extremely. And it started when I opened Google Chrome, so maybe I had too much tabs open before, and then like maybe the caches are dropping or something. Signed up for Brainstorm today, World Building 2 with Mickey Cameo. Super excited for it. I hope to learn a lot. Sure, you will learn a lot. The video right now, the audio's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for the laggy stuff. Sorry for so much mistakes in my sentence, don't worry. Yeah, I just joined, but I'm not present myself. That's fine, you seem antisocial. No. Just don't be shy, Okami. We have a really friendly, open community. Video's fine now. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what is that GPU thing. It's annoying. I have to get another PC. I actually wanted to buy a PC a couple months ago, but the graphic cards are so expensive. So I thought I wait a bit, but it seems like they just stay expensive. Just share your work if you have social media and you want to. No need a big thing to introduce yourself. Yeah, Okami, the thing with the quality also, it's so stupid if I tell you why it was wrong. So it was actually, I went to the settings, I changed the quality to HD quality, like 1080p, and then I scrolled down in the menu of the program I'm using for streaming, and I actually, using the scroll button, changed the quality setting of the output stream. So I changed it back to 480p. That's why the stream was so bad last time. So I'm so sorry about that. It's just, I don't know. I think you have to do all the mistakes before before everything is going well. Photoshop has been doing a lot of weird things lately. Every time I update, something new is broken. Hey Murat, it's that's also like, oh, that's such a big topic. Like, I turned the update function off because I had it like 2 or 3 times that I come to work and there was an update, and then all my settings, nothing is working anymore, and I have to take like 1 to 2 hours just to change Photoshop back to the older version. And sometimes it's even worse that, like, I don't know, the Windows ink is not matching with Photoshop, and then it's not the same feeling. So I turned it off, and I have, I don't know, it's, I think, Photoshop 20 or something. So I hope that I'm not gonna update anything for quite a while. Yeah, you feel my pain. Yeah, it's the things. I really wanted to buy a tower. I also talked to Murad about that, and about like getting a new PC, but like the graphic cards became so expensive, and I really thought, okay, the price goes down, but till today it haven't go down. All your brushes were gone? Okay, I think I had that once. Because of an update, Silly? My brushes feel weird as well, like the textures are kind of different. Yeah, maybe it happened after an update also, Hannah? I'm so bad with technology. Every time something weird happens with the tablet or Photoshop, I get stressed out. It's not only you, and I think I'm not bad with technology, but it's just like it's so annoying if you have a cool, good, established workflow, but then it's changed because of a freaking update. I'm trying to buy CS6 to go back to the good old days. Even though some great artists still use Photoshop 7. Wow. Hey Visor, are you still here? Foxo still here. Oh, thanks by the way, it's great to hear that I'm doing well. I did draw before, but because I went to art school, but I had never done digital stuff or concepts. Yeah, you do very well, Celine. It's pretty cool that my first year teacher Gabriel is in the community too, because I really liked his class. He was one of the sort who introduced you to concept art. Nice. Yeah, Gabriel is a really cool guy. I actually met him on the iMac in Paris. It was super chill, and he was in his like he had this I don't know, I don't want to sound that wrong. He had this Frenchness, you know? Like he was chill and cool. He was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, cool. My Photoshop updates automatically. It annoys me, all the message they leave saying update is available. Yeah, Hannah, you can turn that off. You just go into your Creative Cloud and then turn it off. I would do that if you have a Photoshop version which is working. Just do it. This is the way. Visor. Is that a Mandalorian analogy? I'm like, whatever, yeah, updated. Yeah, you are like that now, but if you continue to do that, and if you come to work and you use Photoshop for work, and then you come to work one day and you think of nothing bad, and then everything is changed, and you have a deadline, and you already stressed, trust me, that's the worst. You don't like that. I think I want to add, you know, sometimes those like European gates, they have those metallic frames. But to be honest, I don't know if that's actually a modern thing, or if it's just to prevent like any type of getting into the town. But that, I mean, it makes it more threatenable, but yeah, I don't know. Now we can start also to think more about the foreground slowly. So again, as mentioned before, I would just go from back to mid to foreground and then going back again, just to see how everything works and to not over detail certain areas. but I like where the image is going, and it's really fun to do. So I don't know, do we have also some sort of window? The question would be, why is the window not broken here, and why is it so completely broken on the other side? Something we can fix. I think we can actually take the whole thing. Let's take this part here. Oh. Okay, let's just darken that here. So checking the values again. Always check the values. Okay. So now that we darken all the white parts, maybe we can bring back more black, just to make the contrast a little bit bigger. And I'm looking at the thumbnail, which looks kind of okay to me for now. And then we also scale it up a bit more. Of course, we also need to make sure that it's fitting the surface, right? And the scaling is really important. Like, also we didn't use any 3D program here, so like the scaling, it's easy to mess up the scaling. That's why we need to be very conscious about that.
Tiny flames will dance across the darkness.
Voxel 1. Alright. It's cool. Oh no. This is the way. We had that. Absolutely. It was a Mandalorian analogy. Yeah, the iMac was pretty cool. I also went just once there with my colleagues, but it's really good to network. I think also if you want to get a studio job, it's also good to just talk to recruiters, and if you have actually a portfolio to show, it's good to get good feedback. Lol, you know you draw architecture with the line tool, so I was going to give it a try, but after the updates, they don't allow it anymore. Yes, also Hannah, I heard that with one update the line tool went away, but I also heard that it came back again. So I think if there is an update available for your Photoshop version, maybe just update it again, because I think they took it away, yes, and I think now it's back again. And I googled it, and if one doing something wrong, but there was tons of people complaining in forums. Ah, yeah. The line tool shenanigans. No, are not shenanigans. It's true. If you once found the love to the line tool, you will never go back. Oh, that's so sad. I use it every day. I use it even for painting. Not only for drawing lines, it's also for painting. For making certain strokes and stuff. It's so useful. It is so useful. So much useful. So again, now we crack it open. But of course we need to make sure it looks interesting, not to also like if you add cracks or something to certain object or element, like also these have a certain look. Like I've seen so many rocks which got cracks painted on, which are not looking like real cracks on rocks. There's actually a certain way of that. Here I can technically use the line tool because we just talked about that. Just for painting. It's just so convincing. Where's the other window? We can merge the windows. But now we have to unify that. So I think we have to flip the image again just to make sure that perspective is correct. Oh, okay. But that's good, Celine. So the closer we come to the foreground, now we also need to refine the foliage in the foreground also. But I think that's what we leave for the next time, for the next stream. Then we just also add more things also to the horse. Maybe add a saddle or something. Also here everything is just indicated. Also that part here on the house, the foliage is it's just I just put it in because for me as a mental note that I want to add more foliage here, but it's definitely something we need to work out. So also the way it grows, it makes sense. But yeah, I think we can leave that for the next time. Mind isn't yet just available. Mike asks, how was your week? My week was pretty good. Was very busy. It's still very busy, but it's good. It's going good. Just a lot of work, and I try to hit the schedule, you know. To make sure that I make a stream, one stream every week to get my YouTube videos done, to get to make my mentees happy from my mentorship, just doing a lot of different things at the same time. Back again. Is this painting of a bigger project? I saw some older videos about it, but I don't remember making other painting for this project or only for this one. This one is for the demo. This is from the basically we started with the study, and this was asked very often, like how to use the study to come up with your own image. And that's the image we made out of the study. You can go back to the other streams and just check how we proceed there, if that interests you.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate.
How was your week? I hope good. Alright everyone, I think it's a wrap for today. We also hit already the 3-hour mark, so I also need to sleep a bit. No, I think it was a very productive stream again. We could find we could add more stuff, we could refine more stuff in the background. We added more textures, we added more small stuff, and it is a build-up process, and it's also about enjoying that process. So we will continue with that on the next stream. Hopefully my laptop will not be so laggy again. I need to find a solution for this. And yeah, thanks for everyone who joined the stream today. Thanks for all the conversations, and make sure, if you're not a part of our art community, feel free to join it on Discord. You can share your artwork there, you can ask for feedback, or you can just share your work. We are a very friendly, open community.
You know, you want those.
And yeah, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest week and a good weekend. And we will definitely see us next week on the next stream. And I also have a YouTube video planning coming out, but I'm not sure when it's gonna be done. So maybe it's gonna be done before Wednesday next week, maybe not. It's just, I have to see how it goes with the workload. Otherwise, yeah, I wish you all a wonderful rest week, and I hope to see you all on the next stream next week. I will definitely, sorry, I haven't read the chat. How do you do horses so well? It's partially a photo, so it's just I think, I don't know on which stream we edited, if it's the second or the third, I can't remember, but it was just like sketching, firstly just sketching blocks of like forms in, just to see how it works. I was actually just trying out stuff, and then I thought it would be cool to add a horse, and I think I added 3 different horses using images, and then of course put the image in and paint over that, not to take directly the same image. So it's just the photo's just the base. By the way, can you apply for Twitch affiliate yet? Yes, I could apply, but I'm not sure if I should do it, because if I apply for Twitch affiliate, I can't multi-stream, and then you all had to watch the stream on Twitch. So, and then the thing is, the good thing about the multi-streams, we also have a little bit of traffic on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is still very small, so I would like to have a little bit more traffic there. So right now I think it doesn't make so much sense, but maybe in the future, I don't know. You two have a good night as well. Mike, have a good one. Ciao Hannah. Good night Murat. I remember you following brainstorm course about form language. It was very informative. By the way, I don't see episode after the 5th. Did you continue to series or stream instead of vlog? We changed the format, so we had the vlog every week, but we need to change it to stream because it was like with my day job and 2 classes, it was impossible to continue that. So we had to change it to the stream, but this is also the reason why we have weekly streams now. So it has something good. But yeah, you answered it. We had to change it. Sleep well, Burrito, as well. Have a good one, Celine. Thanks for joining. Alright, everyone. I wish you all a great evening. Thanks for coming, and see you soon on the next stream. Ciao, ciao.